All right, we're back at the NerdPoint show. We're doing hopes and theories about the Antman and the Wasp. We have our first guest, James Winslow. So let's kick it off, guys. You excited?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
The first question is, where does it all start off after Civil War?
Well, I mean, we know Ant-Man is on some kind of, lockdown. I think Black Widow, correct me if I'm wrong, said something about how he was on the ankle monitor, right?
House
something
arrest.
along those
House
lines.
arrest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we know that he's kind of just been chilling as far as we know.
Yeah.
I think it kicks off that I don't think Ant-Man's in the first act, till the end.
Okay, see.
I think it starts off Hank Pym and the Wasp. And they didn't sign the Sokovia Accords because they got superpowers now. Anybody that gets that technology is a superhero.
Right.
So they didn't sign them.
Enhanced.
And now the government wants what they have, and they're on the run. And then it becomes, we got to get Ant-Man.
Well, and I think
How do you feel about that?
I think it sounds right. I think you're gonna see probably a series of flashbacks too. You're gonna see a little explanation as to maybe how they played around with the quantum realm, what exactly happened to
How
the
he got
original
caught,
Wasp.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I think that's
I don't know. I think I like your idea that we won't see him too much till the end, but I think we're gonna see him kind of just for the humor aspect of it. I think we're gonna see him in the first act.
Oh, yeah.
But him just kind of fucking around at his house or whatever, just bored as shit.
This scene when he's playing the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and not to jump too far ahead, but I think a theme in this movie is going to be father-daughter relationship. So I think you might see him spending some time with his daughter and maybe trying to kind of rebuild up that relationship. I think that might be where we see him sitting on house arrest, just kind of hanging out, maybe trying to be a dad.
And that parallels with Hank and his daughter.
Exactly.
Very well, yeah.
I like that.
Well,
that would be
really good point,
awesome.
I have a third part to this theory, but I don't want to blow it yet. So
Okay, we'll get to
let's
it.
get away from this before I do it.
So
I like it.
They're kicking off. We all agree that they're probably on the run, and they got to get Scott for something.
On the move, yeah.
Right, yeah.
So, what are you most excited about, guys?
Go ahead.
I'm most excited for the quantum realm. It's not even a character, but no, okay, I can't do that one.
I felt like that was fair.
Yeah, but that brings up something so much more that we'll talk about later. The Wasp.
Really?
When it gets down to it, the Wasp. She was always one of my favorite characters in comics and the cartoons. She's so strong. Didn't take Ant-Man's shit for nothing.
Yeah.
Put him in place a lot of the times, and was a really strong character and always played a big role in the Avengers.
Boy, I don't know. I almost want to go with Quantum Realm, but I'm thinking Ghost.
Ghost.
I'm on Ghost 1,000%.
Yeah?
Ghost
Okay.
is I'm excited because it's a whole new set of powers we haven't quite seen. It's it's just a new character. I'm really interested in actually learning about the character, not so much the villain in a way.
And if you know anything about Ghost from the comics, I mean, Ghost was typically a male character, so it's going to be interesting to see why, and how it's done. But I think, speculation, drum roll, I'm pretty confident that Ghost might be Goliath's daughter, Bill Foster, for you who don't know. And I think that ties that father-daughter dynamic into everything.
I like it.
Three father-daughter stories.
I'm saying it, and they might be on similar paths in their journey. You've got Hope and Hank, who have kind of had a pretty good relationship, right?
Rocky.
But they're the closest of all the relationships that we're looking at.
Okay.
I think there's going to be definitely some kind of messed up situation between Ghost and Bill Foster. I'm guessing their relationship is probably on the rocks. And then you've got, obviously, Ant-Man trying to fix things with his daughter.
I like it.
That's
a lot.
really good. I like that.
I could see it a lot.
I didn't think I did my homework, guys.
Yeah, I was sure.
I
of it.
don't know. I wanted to know. I was I'm sure you know comics, so I'm he knows his shit, but in terms of the movie, how is this gonna go? And I was
well, and I'm still not sure exactly how it all plays together. I've got a weird theory, but I don't even 100% know how it could all work. So we're kind of reaching when I say that, but I think there's gonna be some kind of fragile relationship between them, and I think that, well, I'm going to ruin another topic. God, I feel
What
like...
is it?
I think Ghost is going to turn out to be like an anti-hero, maybe even hero by the end of the movie.
Okay.
Okay. This is similar to something James talked about.
We'll talk about that.
No, it's good. It's a good it's a good reminder because I want James to talk about that.
But I like that. I can totally see it being like she's trying to prove something to her dad. But what I really want to ask you guys, how do you like it when Marvel just mixes up their characters? Like they threw the comic book character to the wind, and now you have no clue who this character is, but it's similar and it has the same name, kind of like Yellow Jacket in the first one.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not against it as long as it's done properly, and we know that Marvel usually comes pretty correctly, especially with their villains. You know, she's gonna be a main bad guy here. They're not gonna, I don't think, cheeseball it. You know what I mean?
I think they change up their villains quite a bit, and like they make them accurate in terms of. I think portrayal is really good, but I think like in terms of characters' origins, just weird little things about them, details. Like technically, Killmonger, they changed up quite a bit.
Yeah,
like quite a bit, but still ended. Honestly, I think ended up being the best villain we've seen so far.
That's just it. I think
for sure.
Like it can change up, can be necessary.
They make it movie compatible. You know, they're taking these crazy storylines, and I don't want to say dumb it down by any means, but kind of connecting the dots and simplifying a little bit to bring in some of these other characters as well.
They do like the Dark Knight Joker in a way.
Kinda, yeah.
Like they just make it a little more simple and like just
Believable.
more movie friendly.
Yeah.
Well, you have to make it like a movie. You can't make it like a comic.
Right.
Like everybody doesn't read comics.
Right.
You have to make it for everybody,
Make
not
it
for
general audience friendly.
Like comic books are struggling right now. You can't just make it for those fans.
Well,
like they're not buying.
You can make it for both.
But you have to try and make it for both.
But I think if any, they picked a great character to do it with. You know,
Yeah.
Not a ton is known about Ghost in this comic book realm, wherever you guys want to go. You know, it was kind of this saboteur that worked for money essentially and was kind of really psychotic. It was actually an Iron Man villain originally, so it's, I think, a good take for, you know, take a main villain and switch it up. It's going to be really, really difficult. So I think they picked a good person to do it with.
I think they messed up when they did it with the Mandarin, but
No,
now they learned their
we
lesson.
don't talk about that. Don't
I'm
even bring
still
it up.
pretending that didn't happen.
I kind of forgot about the movie. I'm okay with it
Iron
not
Man
happening.
3 just is kind of erased off my timeline, unfortunately.
It's like Jurassic Park 3, you know?
Oh God! I threw a fucking like
Oh.
cocktail into
You know what?
the
I'm too
fire.
depressed. I gotta go.
Anyways,
Bring it up.
They learned their lesson, and they're picking up the really like minimal characters to do this with.
Less popular
And,
characters and make them popular in a way.
yeah, and that's how they launched it all.
Well, I mean, how many times have we seen Marvel take these characters that weren't main characters and bring them to the, you know, center light? Like,
Exactly.
True, yeah.
So do you think it's gonna be better than Ant-Man?
I think Ant-Man was great. I really do. I loved Ant-Man. It was funny. It had the action you needed. And I think that it will be better, and not because Ant-Man lacked on anything, but just it's going to have the Wasp in it, who's savage. I mean, and I think that you guys can't count Ant-Man out because he's a very smart dude. He's always got tricks up his sleeve, too. So I think a lot of people are expecting Wasp to kind of foreshadow him. And I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it'll end up being equal.
Yeah,
And-
it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
They're gonna
We
be
had
a
this
great
conversation
team.
before.
Yeah, and I'm excited for her fight scenes. It's gonna be totally different. She can't grow giant, but she's been
65 feet.
she's been training for this for so long, and now she's finally out there, and she got wings.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really badass.
It brings a whole nother dynamic into it between going big and small as well. Now you've got wings to fly.
I think it's going to be better than Ant-Man 1, but I think Ant-Man 1 for me was honestly, I love it because I love an origin story, and I love just like when they take that, or honestly the humor of Ant-Man was probably my favorite of like a lot of the Marvel movies, because I felt like it was good humor, not forced. What?
You're talking away from the mic.
Oh, sorry. I was looking up and I was like, wait, and but I think it's going to be better because this seems more action driven in a way.
Yeah, I love the scene wherein the Wasp is like, "Oh, if Cap could see you now," And
yeah.
he's like half. And I
Yeah.
think honestly, you probably enjoy it the most because you have a real comedian playing the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Paul Rudd's hilarious.
He's
I love him.
Like him and Anchorman.
Oh yeah.
So I think we already touched on this. Will Ghost be the main villain? We know James. So what's the whole theory though? Let's hear the whole.
All
theory.
right, so my whole theory. Oh,
Oh,
gosh,
I'm
this gets
excited.
deep, guys.
All right.
Oh, I'm excited.
So my theory is Bill Foster. You guys might know him as Goliath. He was basically kind of the original Giant Man, if you will.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne's character. I think that he is secretly going to kind of be working against and be the big protagonist behind all of this. I think that... gosh, a lot of ums here. I'm trying to break it down. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I think that in the beginning, I think he was part of the project where they were originally going to the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
And when Hank lost Janet, he cut it off. We're done. We're not playing with the quantum realm anymore. And I think that Bill Foster kind of said, fuck all that. And he's kind of continued his own experiments in the background. And I think that that's kind of how we see Ghost even get her powers, is maybe she was part of something that happened, good or bad. Maybe he was testing on her, something. But I've seen a lot of speculation that she comes out of the quantum realm when they open it, and I don't necessarily think that. I think she's already been exposed to it. And I think you're going to see a couple teams come into play here in the end, because I think that she ends up kind of working against her dad. My theory is there's something from the quantum realm that's somehow hurting her. I don't know if it's physical pain, if she's breaking down over time. There's some kind of side effect, if you will, from her gaining these powers.
A
And
sickness of sorts.
her goal in going to the quantum realm is to try and fix this, not necessarily to do anything super bad. I think Bill Foster's trying to capitalize on it, and God, forgive me, but there's a hired kind of goons involved in a lot of the previews, and I think that they were probably hired by him in the background to do the dirty work, to try and get this technology back from Hank.
Oh, right.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that was a real ramble, guys.
No. I'll clap for that. Damn. So
I
So
think-
by the end of it, I think
Okay.
Ghost is
Gonna be
maybe
like the
not
real
a
hero?
full-on hero, but like I was saying, kind of more of an anti-hero. She's going to end up maybe helping them get Janet back, maybe helping them figure out this quantum realm a little more. I don't think you're really going to see Janet come into play until the end, maybe middle, somewhere around there.
it'd be cool if we could see like a Giant Man versus Giant Man kind
I
of
would
fight.
love it.
Oh,
I'm
that would be cool.
hoping.
Yo.
Even a flashback scene showing Lawrence Fishburne as Goliath.
That would be
or-
cool.
I would be stoked for it. I'm all for it.
I agree. Like that is totally possible. I do think that there's going to be the government, and then the thugs.
Makes
Even
sense.
maybe a third. Like,
Yeah, I
and
think it's
then
gonna be like a race.
like almost. This is how I described it to Dylan: a heist chase movie.
I agree. I
Like,
think it's very
it-
logical.
And I could totally see that happening. He's just like angry that Hank just like stopped everything.
Right. He thought there was a breakthrough, and Hank lost someone to it, so he was done with it.
So the
I'm
one
fully on board with his theory. I really dig that. I think that's.
oh you
If-
told I told you that the other night.
I
and
know
you were
this is actually very similar to this James's theory.
the
and-
other James.
Yeah, the other James's theory, and I wasn't quite on board with it, and I was like, but maybe, and I was thinking about it more and more, and I was like, it would be good, but like hearing the full thing fleshed out, like it's almost like if it's not that, you just rewrote the movie better, honestly.
Well, I think it'll be close. Like I said, I don't have everything lined up and pinned together exactly, but
It's pretty close.
I'm pretty close.
It sounds good.
I like it.
I like that.
I also liked how you thought, or you think that her powers don't come from a suit.
Yeah.
And it, I actually
do-
assume that it came from the suit because it's so like
My original
weird.
The
like,
original theory kind of involved her in the quantum realm and somehow getting the technology from Janet. That
Oh.
was kind of another theory
an
that I had.
interesting
idea. Okay.
So not only was she affected by the quantum realm, but she also had the suit. So
I like
it was
that.
not necessarily a second power, but
What if the suit helps her survive?
Like it's something that
There you go.
suppresses what's affecting her.
Yeah,
I do like
I like that.
I do like
I
the
like that.
idea of that because you see in the trailer that whatever is going on with her, her powers are somehow active in a way. Like you see her vibrating in a
She's
sort.
confused sometimes.
She's
too.
confused. She's almost worried. She's like, oh shit, I can't do anything about this. What's happening? I like that because it kind of gives, like you were talking about, an anti-hero feel. Like she doesn't mean to be causing all this trouble.
I don't think she knows how to control her powers, really.
Yeah.
100%.
It's gonna
She's
be
still
like
learning.
it's gonna be like a Venom thing with a Venom movie.
I like that. So let's hear Dylan. What do you think?
Sorry.
No.
So you can't piggyback on this.
That's hard not to, honestly.
Are you just?
It's damn
did
good.
he just convince you that much?
Pretty much, like hearing the first part from you and then hearing that, like it, I'm almost putting them together in a way like that. Those are damn good theories.
I think what really gets me is the father-daughter thing.
The father-daughter thing, like there's
how he
like
put
that
it
it could be
together,
a
the three,
I'm just
like,
saying,
the three-part story. Oh god,
That-
honestly
that'd be
blown
great.
away at it.
that'd be good storytelling.
Honestly, it'd be dumb if they didn't do that in a way.
Yeah.
Like, they need to give you a job.
Ooh, hire me.
At Marvel, hire him, okay?
So, do you have anything other? You know my
I had
mind. You
something.
can't use mine. You
I
know
had
it.
something. I don't fucking remember it though.
Okay, should I share mine then?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I think that
Maybe it'll respark.
it's going to be a little bit of a mixture between Lawrence Fishburne's character and the original Wasp. Like she.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember.
James, it's on top of the fridge. Yeah. The dog gets to it. Sorry. Okay, I think it's gonna be a mixture of Lawrence Fishburne's like resentment on Hank Pym,
Okay.
mixed with the Wasp pulling the strings. They get her out like in the second act,
The original Wasp.
the original one,
Janet.
and she's been the quantum realms on such a different level of time, and like she's been alone. What happens when you're alone for like 100 years?
Well,
You lose your mind. Like
we know time is different in the quantum realm. If you know Antman, comic books, anything about the quantum realm, time over there doesn't translate directly to time over here. So it's, I don't want to say slower, but I
think it's faster.
Yeah, it's some weird different time realm that is completely separate from this one. So yeah, like, kind of touching on what you said, I think, yeah, she's going to be a little bonkers from being trapped in there.
And I think it might be like this whole like thing where it's like, ha ha ha, I was the one that's like behind everything the whole time, and I've been involved after the second act, and it's a big reveal, and it's about kind of redeeming her, like trying to
Second chance.
fix her, like, oh, you've been there, we understand, we got to figure out how to not make you crazy,
Well,
and we love you, family,
That-
and and even if it's the father-daughter dynamic, it's always family.
Family. I 100% agree. And I think that second shot is a big thing from Ant-Man. You know, he was given that second chance to kind of get away from crime. And even though he's arrested right now, on
You mean
lockdown,
messed it all up?
Yeah.
Like a criminal?
it is not. It's for being a superhero, all right? So it is different in my book.
I think it's different in all our books. But
So, I'm gonna give a theory based on what we're gonna transition into.
all right.
It's said that it leads directly into Avengers 4. How do you think it happens? We briefly talked about this just probably in passing watching the trailer. I think a solid theory is that the movie starts before Infinity War, which I think is pretty much a safe bet due to the fact that they don't mention it at all in the trailers. I feel it could be mentioned. Some kind of tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
The tragedy. It's fucking crazy. I'm still shook. They're gonna possibly go into the quantum realm. They're gonna come out, and it's gonna be after Infinity War, probably due to, like we were talking about, time not translating properly,
Yep.
and that's how it could play into Avengers 4. But I think they're gonna need Scott, obviously, once he comes out of the quantum realm, or all of them. We don't know who's going necessarily into the quantum realm. It's gonna play into it, and he's probably gonna have a major role in Avengers 4, to be quite honest. Like, just due to that, they're gonna come out, half the world's gonna be fucking gone.
So, all right. Let's talk my theory. Let's hear James.
No,
other
dude,
James.
you got to do your theory
Okay,
first this
okay,
time. I don't want to
alright,
blow
okay.
minds, and if you're on with
Okay.
mine, I can just piggyback
Okay.
off you.
So I have. I told Dylan this great story that I have that I think they should do is they literally go into the quantum realm for the final fight, and as they go down, you see a TV screen right behind it, and it's it's the spaceship, Thanos' spaceship coming to Earth in the news.
So a direct reference.
Direct. And then they go in. It's probably like a 15-minute fight at the most, or 15, 20 minutes, in the quantum realm.
Right.
And they come out, and everything had happened.
Right.
Just in time for the snap, though. And then...
Oh, okay.
Okay. Wait.
Excuse me.
So they come out of the quantum realm.
Okay.
They fixed everything. Get the snap.
Okay.
And then some people dust away. And then Hank Pym, who hates the Starks, has to go and find Tony to try and figure out all this. And I think that's what I'm really excited
Tony's
about.
stuck on
Oh,
Titan.
yeah.
So it
That's
might be a
something.
way to bring. It might be a way for them to bring Tony back that ties into that. I could feel that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I heard it's definitely a 3 or 4 year gap between Avengers 3 and 4 though.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
the tie-in is only, I think you only have to tie into the end of Avengers to lead into the Avengers 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a weird theory about Avengers 4, which we won't even discuss, to be quite honest. We can do a whole separate video on that. But I do think, due to like a 3-year time difference, time's going to play a major role in Avengers 4, regardless.
And Hank's probably going to really go at it trying to get his family back if, it happens to be Hope and Janet after he just got them
I just wonder if they're
and they're gone.
Well, so here's my big question: is we all know that Captain Marvel was, kind of paged, if you will, interdimensional page
Yeah.
by old Fury right
Whatever
before
that
he
was.
disintegrated. So I think
I'm going with
there's
his
a
pager.
couple questions that kind of came to my mind right away, and it would be like, does she tie into this? Are we going to see her in this movie? Is she going to have something to do with the quantum realm? Like
maybe a post-credit scene?
Because if it ties directly in, I mean, we know that she's going to be one of the big kind of characters coming out in Avengers 4 to play a pretty lead role too. So the other question, oh god, I already forgot it in my head here. Shit.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah,
real
go
quick?
for it, please do.
I think that
Well, I
with
know
how
it is.
close Captain Marvel is going to be coming out, a lot of what the marketing is going into with her is a lot of people don't know who she is, and there's a lot of mystique around the character.
Right.
And you got the little tease with the intergalactic pager for the true fans, and then the people that didn't know who she was just like, what was that?
Right.
So I don't think
It sparks interest, but it also doesn't give away too much.
Yeah, and I don't think we're seeing her until her movie or Avengers 4.
But
I forgot which one's coming out first. I think it's
so
her movie.
the other big thing that comes with her is we're all pretty confident that time travel is going to play a big part in Avengers 4.
For sure.
I would assume that Captain Marvel maybe has something to do with that time travel is where I'm going.
Yeah.
The other big thing that came into my mind, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you want to just start talking about the quantum realm and how that goes into Avengers 4? Because that's where I'm going to go with after this.
So, well, they kind of tie together for me. So let me
Okay,
go with this, and then
Same.
we can run off it. So Doctor Strange, I think, knows what the fuck's going on behind the doors. He saw the one way that this situation was going to play it out, and he had to let it play out was part of it.
Yep.
And so my theory is you're going to see a couple people get stuck in the quantum realm.
Okay.
At the end. And I think
the
the end of Antman,
and the
and so
Wasp.
that would tie into the beginning of Avengers 4. During the snap, I am thinking, I don't know what combination, I definitely think Scott's going to be in there. I think maybe Scott, Janet. My other thing is maybe Scott Ghost. I think you might see Ghost come back in Avengers 4 as maybe more of a character after this movie.
okay.
I can see that.
So I think I think for some reason Scott's going back there, going back to the quantum realm, and when he's ready to come back, nobody fucking picks up. Done. Dead hook. The snap has happened. And then I think you're going to see Doctor Strange relaying a message to him while he's stuck in the quantum realm that's somehow going to connect with time travel and Avengers 4. There's my theory.
Okay.
Okay.
Dylan, how do you think the quantum realm's going to play into Avengers 4?
I think it's gonna be. I don't know how to word it exactly. I think the quantum realm's gonna be a way for Scott to, in a way, escape what's happening, and like, it's gonna be like a safeguard. Like, you know, it's so hard to explain. It's like, because we know Thanos is still gonna play a role in Avengers 4. In a way.
I've seen the art. He has a sword now.
Yeah, it's like a machete-looking thing.
Double
Fuck,
double
that's cool.
machete.
I don't know,
Fuck it, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be his safety against Thanos, because Thanos can't go to the fucking quantum realm,
Okay.
as far as we're aware.
Or he doesn't know how yet.
Or he doesn't know
anyways.
how yet. That's true.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty much their way of. It's gonna be their safeguard, and they're gonna use Scott to their advantage with that. He's
What-
gonna be a big character.
What if Strange gives him the stone in the quantum realm while he's there?
He hides it there.
Yes, because Thanos can't get there without that stone. That's the one way for him to get to the quantum realm.
They could
Alright.
use it to pretty much transport the stone in
Like,
any
how
way they
stoned
need it.
is this guy right now?
Talking about those stones. No, I
Talking about time and shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
Sorry.
it real?
But like that, I don't know. I think the quantum realm is going to be big in Avengers 4, and I think it's going to be, in a way, how Doctor Strange was big in Infinity War. It's going to be like it's going to be their key.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a safety almost.
Yeah.
All right. I got a big one.
All
Another big one.
right.
I dig it. Let's do this.
Yes, I'm down.
Of course you do, Dylan.
I dig it.
You dig my big one?
Come on, focus.
Fuck, set me up for that.
Okay, so I think the quantum realm plays a huge part in the whole thing because there's two people that actually have been to it, and that is Doctor Strange and Antman. And then I think also Hank Pym and the Wasp, and then Ghost as well, will end up having to be, end up in the experiencing the quantum realm.
Okay.
So, but the big thing, this is a theory online, it's not mine, is in Doctor Strange, the original Sorcerer Supreme,
Oh, yes. Okay.
said that she can see any reality that she exists in. How did Doctor Strange see the reality that they won in if he didn't exist in it when it was happening?
Touche.
This isn't mine. This is something I read online. I wish I could give credit where it's due, but just look it up. It's not that hard. So I don't think Doctor Strange is dead.
You think he's hidden?
I think he just casted his spell. He wasn't the first to go.
What if he made a
He could have yeeted
Copy
into
of
the
himself.
quantum realm.
He could have gone to the quantum and sent some kind of copy or time loop of himself out to finish the rest of it. I
or
don't
just
know.
did a spell that made him look like he turned to dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just went to the quantum realm.
I mean-
Psych! All of them are in the quantum realm. How about
Oh.
that? Spidey's up there.
You know
All right,
what would-
I'm taking this away from you guys now. This is no more. He's in the quantum realm.
Yes.
It's an interesting idea, though.
No, but I get it.
That they could have faked Thanos out in a way. Like
It was like the only way is to fake him out. So give him the time stone. It doesn't mean I don't have spells. I'm still a sorcerer. I just don't have the eye of Igmato or whatever it's called. And he's then telling everybody what to do in Avengers 4. And
That just seems like
him,
so much.
but
it's intense.
yeah, but dude, wasn't Avengers 3 so much?
I mean,
yes,
but I mean,
And I've heard this movie's changing the game. And I don't know. And so Doctor Strange and Hank Pym and Tony are all working on trying to manipulate the quantum realm to better
their advantage.
their advantage and maybe even go back in time so that they can get the stones first. I heard actually Loki Sorry, now it's Avengers 4.
Now who's in the quantum realm, people?
Loki. So what happens is they go into the quantum realm and they go back in time, and Loki actually hears like things that are being said by the Avengers that they shouldn't be saying, and tips Thanos off, and then it becomes a new race to get the gems or the stones. Like now Thanos' plan has kicked off even sooner. So they go back to the first Avengers.
I do like the theory that they go back to the first Avengers.
And then they say things that when Loki goes back to, or goes to Thanos after losing, it tips Thanos off about them. Like they know what's going on. They know your plan.
It could be.
That one might take a little more convincing.
No,
but I like where it's going.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The structure.
I think Avengers 4, I think that you're still going to see Thanos is strong, but you got to remember the gauntlet was fucking fried after he snapped his finger, too.
And that's what freaks me out is the gauntlet was fried. It's supposed to be able to withhold that. It's supposed to be able to yield.
I feel like there's...
I think there's something weird with the stones. I think maybe the time stone could be fake.
I'm telling you, I think he pawns it off in the quantum realm with fucking Antman.
Yeah. The
Ant-Man's
time stone
in
he's
there
given is
during-
fake. That's why it fried.
Oh. Ooh.
But he was able to rewind time, though, right? So he would have to have given him some
But
kind
if
of
Doctor
stone.
Strange wasn't dead,
Right.
if Doctor Strange truly wasn't dead, he could have just pulled a fast one on him.
I mean,
Yeah.
at some point we don't know the extent of his powers at this point either.
That's true.
Like from the Doctor Strange movie to Avengers,
He
There's a
is
huge
fucking-
difference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is intensely powerful. Like, it's insane what he can do. Toke is freaking out.
she needs attention. That's why she's our mascot,
Yeah.
looking for attention. But no, Doctor Strange is definitely,
A key.
yeah. I also heard Kevin Feige's. Do I say that right?
Feige.
Feige.
I always said Feige, I'm sorry.
Whatever.
That shot Marvel.
You know, whatever
You
it
don't
is.
get that job off now.
He said Doctor Strange 2 is definitely happening.
Oh, it should.
I guarantee it.
I will be watching
He's
it.
going to play a
I'm
pretty
gonna make
pivotal part, I think, in, kind of phase 2 we're heading into as well.
I slept on that movie for a while. It took me until 4 months ago to watch it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I slept on it hard, and then I watched it, and I was
good.
hooked.
It's real good.
So good.
Who wants to do shrooms while watching the second one?
No.
No.
Why not? That'd be so much fun.
Horrible. No.
That sounds...
No,
You know what
it'd be
nightmares
so
are made
much
of?
fun.
No, you're going to ruin Marvel for me.
I thought I'd.
That sounds like a no.
I thought I figured where it would
2
go
to
with
1,
that
that's
one.
a no. we're gonna
I'm
move
gonna parking
on.
lot that dude.
I thought I'd kick it or end it with a joke here.
Anything, it's acid, okay? Come on.
Lord.
Before we start ranting, I figure let's end it with. What do you think? Like, is it gonna be great, James?
I think it's going to be pretty well, and I think it's going to definitely play... We already know it plays a huge role, so I think it's definitely going to maybe fill in a few of the slots, keys, tools, whatever you want to say, into defeating Thanos in Avengers 4. So I think it's definitely going to be better than Ant-Man 1, and I'm stoked for it.
I'm definitely excited for it. I think that this is going to be a good setup for the next movie, but also kind of has a prior, it's a prior engagement, but it's going to be the best way to set up the next movie.
It's gonna be natural.
It's going to be natural, but I think it's going to be pivotal and important.
Yeah, like
Without it, I don't think the Avengers 4 would make sense.
they didn't like.
That's how important I think it'll be.
It's not like a stepping stone to the next movie. It's its own movie, and naturally, it's easily a stepping stone to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with both of you. I think it's gonna be super good. Like I'm just excited for the for the Wasp, not the Ant-Man, but the Wasp.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's small. If Cap could see him now,
It's him now.
I think it's gonna be great. You can follow us on Twitter at NerdPoint Show.
Me at R2 Dylan. Almost forgot it.
And also me at mayhem_Ren. Do you have anything you want to say, James?
No, thanks for having me on, guys. Hopefully this be on here again. Hopefully throw some more theories that blow some minds. Thanks for having me again, guys.
I think we all enjoyed it. Have a good night, guys. See you next time.